Hello, my friends, and welcome back.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip where a fat activist says that all doctors have bias against fat people. She goes on to say that they cause medical trauma for fat people and yada yada yada, etc. The old obesity versus doctors debate never gets old. I never tire of seeing these uninformed fools get schooled. The doctors, of course. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. Alright, she's going to be responding to this comment that says, it's not a medical bias, it's just that obesity causes a lot of problems that can be solved by weight loss.
It is a bias.
Okay, there you go. Alright, well that takes care of that. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and What?
And as somebody who has studied this at the college level, you are wrong.
Oh, she studied it at the college level, not at any level, at the college level. Get dunked on. Get dunked on. You're done. You're done, son. She studied it at the college level, idiot. So shut up. It's not like just anybody can go to college, you idiot. I love this smug look on your face. I'm the only person that's ever gone to college, okay? You're all wrong.
You're wrong.
Ooh, shots fired.
I have studied this and looked at this as part of a discussion on stigma and different kinds of discrimination in society.
You have studied this. Oh my gosh, okay, alright, her story is checking out more and more. That's an interesting position to take, like, you're wrong. I have studied this topic at a college level. Okay. It is very good to get a higher education, but a lot of people seem to be confused about what college is and what college can do for you. One thing that college cannot do is increase your IQ, which is your ability to learn. There's also this bizarre idea that school can teach you how to learn. It's moronic, no. Your IQ is your measure of how much you can learn. Environment plays a role in IQ, but it's mostly genetic. You cannot go from an 80 to 100 IQ by studying hard.
I did this as part of my degree.
Right, you went to college and got a degree, we got it. Now get to the part where you debate what they said. Instead, you're spending this whole time just building yourself up, this appeal to authority. It's not working thus far. If we could just stay on topic, though. If your words made sense in response to his words, then that would be what is known as a retort. Yo, I'm telling you guys, there's this thing called gravity. It's what makes everything keep falling on my head all the time, dude. I swear to God. What? No, there's not. I'm a scientist. Okay, yeah, you are a scientist. I'm also a scientist, by the way. But there's this thing called gravity, dude. It's what's making all these apples fall on my head all the time. I swear to God. No, none of that's true. I am a scientist. Alright, but specifically, what part of my theory do you think is incorrect? I am a scientist, okay? Try to get that through your thick skull. But the apple, it fell like right on my head, man. Gravity. This thing called gravity that I theorize exists and explains this phenomenon. Nah, man. That ain't it. I would know. I'm a scientist. Alright, hopefully we get to the part where you actually debate.
I have this knowledge because I researched it.
What knowledge, bro? Get to the part where you enlighten the rest of us plebs. Professor X. Sorry. I mean just regular professor. I could say that, right? We could do that. That was vague enough that it should be allowed. Okay? That's too good to cut. Okay? That's too good to cut. You know damn well it is.
Weight bias is one of the leading factors.
One of the leading. That reminds me of, what's that old video with fat fab feminists? She's like, deeply rooted in anti-fat bias or whatever it was. I forget what it was. Deeply. No, I think that was freaking Splotchmaker. I don't know, dude. The past year of fat acceptance has just been a blur, man.
In the reason why there are worse mental health and physical health outcomes for people who are overweight and obese.
Okay. Medical bias is the reason there are worse physical and mental health outcomes for people who are overweight and obese. Okay, well, you said it, so it's true. You did go to college, and you did study things at a college level. So, what specifically are you referencing to support your claims? I don't know, but you did go to college.
Because it's doctors refusing to run tests. It's doctors refusing to care for us. It's doctors creating medical trauma so that we don't go to the doctor.
The doctors creating medical trauma. You mean when they took your blood pressure? Is that the part where they traumatized you? When they told you to step on the scale and then they measured your height, is that the part that traumatized you? There are a lot of things that we can consider trauma on planet Earth. Going to the doctor's office and having him tell you to lose weight, I don't know. I don't know if I would put that in the same category as seeing my best friend's brains blown out right next to me in the trench. Charlie's all around us. Bombs dropping left and right. What the f? That joke was actually done in poor taste because a lot of people have been in that situation. So I'm sorry, that's actually not even freaking funny, dude. Stop calling the mild inconveniences that you experience in your life trauma. If reality is so traumatic, maybe we should just live in a world of delusions. Oh wait, I think we already are.
Often. And so we miss things that would have been prevented and would have been caught early. But we miss them because either we stop going to the doctor because we've been abused too much.
Because you've been abused too much by the doctor and their staff. Okay. So fat people are afraid to go to the doctor because they've been abused so much, and in doing so, their medical problems go unresolved. I have never been abused at the doctors before. I used to smoke and stuff too, and they would tell me, yeah, you should stop smoking. I didn't really consider it abuse though. So if you go to the doctor complaining of a cough and he tells you to stop smoking, has he traumatized you?
Or we get to the doctor and the doctors don't listen to us and blame everything on being fat.
Okay, well, if you show up to my office complaining of knee pain and being out of breath and tired all the time, doctor, you gotta help me. My liver is killing me. I can literally feel it. The pain of it. Did you ever consider stopping drinking? What? Who the hell said that I drink? I've never drank a drop in my life. You are currently drinking. What? Who the hell said that I drink, man? This is medical bias. You are traumatizing me. Now give me an MRI. I'm not going to give you an MRI when you are clearly intoxicated because of the alcohol that you drank. Why would I give you an MRI? Your insurance wouldn't even cover that, first of all. You know insurance companies exist, right? And they have to approve these medical procedures. Sorry, I broke the fourth wall. You know that this has to be approved through insurance, right?
Weight loss is not a medical solution for almost any disease.
Being obese makes every single medical condition that you have worse. So losing weight as a first course of action makes very good sense.
Weight loss is not a solution.
You might have 5 different kinds of medical ailments going on with you right now, and after you lose weight, 4 of them might have resolved and only 1 remains, and it makes you susceptible to illness all the way around. An obese person is way more likely to stop living from something like a common cold than the rest of us.
Behavioral changes may or may not lead to weight loss.
Well, the comment said it's not a medical bias, it's just that obesity causes a lot of problems that can be solved by weight loss. You have not yet had a good retort to what they said.
But behavioral changes are the actual thing, and any study on weight that has actually included behavioral changes demonstrates that there is very little difference between a thin person who does healthy things and a heavier person who does healthy things.
What study are you talking about? There's very little difference between a thin person who does healthy things and a larger person who does healthy things. In the context of what? What specifically are you talking about?
If they're both doing healthy things, there is a minimal increase of risk to somebody who is overweight or obese.
So we're just completely ignoring that obesity is one of the leading causes of death in the United States and contributes to a myriad of other health problems. And all of the fat activists who have recently passed.
But a thin person who's doing unhealthy things is not somehow magically healthier than a heavier person.
So a thin person doing an unhealthy thing is no different than a large person doing an unhealthy thing. Okay, but one could argue that the large person has been doing the unhealthy thing for quite a while, which led to their current state. Nobody should be smoking, but there is a difference between taking 1 hit of a cigarette and smoking an entire pack. Doing an unhealthy thing repeatedly in a chronic fashion is obviously worse for you than doing it once.
And that heavier person being forced into weight loss does not make them healthier.
Being forced into weight loss. Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. If you are sick of being unable to breathe or sick of not being able to get up off that couch without a significant amount of labor, then you will make the required changes. It's all on you. When a doctor recommends you to lose weight, they're not trying to force you to lose weight. They don't care. It's your body. When you go in there complaining of knee pain and being out of breath and the constant heart attacks, the doctor is just like, all right, if you want to stop those things, I recommend you lose weight. And then you're like, what? Stop trying to force me to lose weight. If you don't want to take those required steps, that's on you. It's so bizarre to act like people are trying to force you to do something. Imagine saying you went to the mechanic to get your car fixed and he traumatized you because he said the car needs a new starter.
And study after study are proving that.
Okay, which study?
That the weight loss itself is not actually helping anybody.
No, actually it does. Study after study proves that losing weight does help you.
It has been a red herring the entire time, and it feeds a bias that puts our lives at risk.
It is the bias that puts our lives at risk. It is not the heroin putting the heroin addict at risk. It is all of the anti-heroin bias in today's society. And the lack of clean needles. But you know, what are you gonna do? Alright, so this person's argument is basically, I went to college and I studied this stuff, dum-dum, so shut up and listen to me. Hopefully by this point when somebody says, I went to college, it doesn't really mean anything to you anymore. There's no appeal to authority that you went to college. Everybody and their mother went to college. Some people get into college not based on their academic achievements at all. So what does it even mean anymore? They didn't really have a good retort. They just said their studies and stuff, the medical bias hurts fat people more than the obesity and the constant heart attacks. Once the constant heart attacks started to wear off, that's when the medical bias really sunk in and started to hurt me. Did I say sunked in? Sunk in. What the hell? So that was weird and I disagree with all of the aforementioned. Please click the like button. 1 like equals 1 mustache combing. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.